Hello, this is Jeffrey Smith from SEO Design Solutions. Today we're going to cover a couple of tactics that you can use in order to do competitive research analysis to determine essentially what a competitor is targeting, the volume of keywords that they're targeting, and it's just a great way to really find out what keywords you should target it with the SEO. Now, essentially, market analysis is a necessary step for anyone considering SEO. You need to know who the major players are, what their strategies are, and what they have at their disposal. So essentially, I've used the word shoes. It's a nice broad phrase, and the first thing I want to do is determine who on the page essentially is appearing there specifically for a keyword that is not just the domain ranking. For example, like Nike.com, and they have a certain specific index. Most of these right now, these are very well-known domains. So if I wanted to essentially compete with them, I'd have to find out what the threshold was. Now, this is not the purpose of this specific exercise. What I wanted to show you is, in this instance, for example, let's take a look at shoes.com. If I wanted to find out, essentially the type of traffic they have, it's a great tool, by the way, from Aaron Wall from SEO Book. But this is the SEO toolbar. This one thing allows me here to essentially just log in and look at the compete volume here. Compete.com is another great site that tracks clickstream data. Essentially, we can determine from here that the word shoes is producing 7.58% of their traffic. Shoes.com, which is a nice branded search, and so on and so forth. If you wanted to essentially look at that, you could basically look at the number of competing pages. The number of unique visitors per month. So out of those 1.3 million unique visitors and the 2 million people that are visiting the site, 7.58% is represented by that one keyword. So if you do the math on that, 10% of that roughly is 138,000. So roughly around 100,000 visitors a month is being produced by that specific keyword. And if you were to compete for that phrase, what you might find, if we just go to a Google search, for example, and place the word shoes in quotes, it gives you an idea of how competitive that phrase is. 256 million competing pages. So you can see that obviously the phrases that have more traffic, they also have a higher threshold or barrier to entry. So that's another example. But if I wanted to look at Payless under the same notion and determine which keywords they rank for, this is just one tool, mind you. The basis of SEO is you never really want to rely heavily on one specific tool, but this is a great way to create a benchmark. So, they're also in the 4th position for that keyword, and this is a great way. You can actually see what has stemmed as a result of, what I mean by stemming is how many other phrases and modifiers: kids shoes, Payless shoes, shoe structures, running shoes, business shoes, etc. Those are modifiers. So this is another way we can look at that. This is SEMrush, which is a great site. And the third site that I'd like to draw your attention to is Alexa.com. So by compiling these three, essentially it allows you to, determine a nice cross-section of the market. So if I were to look at shoes.com under this contention, I can see that once again, I would like to look under the keywords tab to determine that yes, in fact, they are saying that their #1 phrase is also shoes. But if I'm looking for other low-hanging fruit, I might scroll down, because since this is the authority site, you're going to find a lot of different things here. So instead of just targeting, for example, Jessica Simpson shoes, I might target the word cheap Jessica Simpson shoes or affordable Jessica Simpson shoes, so on and so forth. So that's an example of one way that you can extrapolate that. So the three tools, once again, that we're using are Compete.com, SEMrush, and Alexa. And as a result of that, once again, you can essentially look at where their traffic percentages are coming from and where they go by looking at upstream and downstream sites, which means where they were before they found the site and where they are after. And then you want to use essentially you would like to utilize SEMrush so that you can look for stem variations. I hope that's helped. My name is Jeffrey Smith. Thank you so much.